So I just talked to Jordan Pugh, former player, and he gave me some his thoughts, and he's like, look, man, I'm not that discouraged because a lot of it was self-induced problems from A&M. What's your perspective of what you saw in the film?
I talked about this last night on our show. To me, I was shocked coming out of that football game saying, all right, one of these teams could actually run the football today, and one of these teams can protect their quarterback and throw into easy accessible windows in the passing department. And that team being both those teams being Texas. Like, I didn't think going into this football game that if you told me, hey, one of these teams is going to have their best rushing game all season long, I probably would have leaned Texas A&M, despite the fact that they've ran the ball for like 250 in games before at this point. Like, Texas A&M was the football team to allow the first 100-yard rusher from Texas all year. That, to me, was surprising because this Longhorn team, guys, had been a football team that simply could not run the football. They had almost seemingly given up on even trying to run the football. And for them to have success against you guys, that would, to me, was the reason they won the football game, to be honest with you. And because, like, Arch has been playing great ball. Like, if you haven't been watching him the last month, he's been living in there and dirty pockets and throwing for 300 yards no matter what. I figured he was going to play really, really well, and he played really great down the stretch, and that's what won them the football game, like, to close. But the idea that they were able to run the ball was shocking to me.
Brooks, I was kind of shocked at both, right? The fact that it was an offensive issue and a defensive issue. Yeah. And then, I'll give Sark his props for the second half. They certainly made adjustments. Did you whatever A&M did in the second half didn't work, but did you see adjustments?
It's hard for me to be honest with you. I haven't watched the full all 22 of it. I watched the TV copy of that, and I'm always, I know you bring me on here because you expect me to give you all the answers. I don't have critical adjustments or critical or points of criticism for your coaching staff. I don't have that today. I think when I watched it on the TV copy, when I watched the feel and the flow of the football game, it felt as if A&M overcommitted to getting Arch on the ground. And when you do that, you can open yourselves up to getting gashed, both in the run game because we're being too vertical, we're getting too far upfield. And with a guy like Trey Wisner, he's able to make jump cuts, and that's a problem. We kind of got to build walls against those guys. So that's what I saw from anything schematically that I could tell you. That's what I would tell you. Now, defensively, I thought Texas did the best job all year against anybody, making windows tight and getting guys on the ground. They tackled you for 4 quarters. You guys hadn't been tackled for 4 quarters. I felt like the only play in that game where Longhorns defensive players weren't able to get guys on the ground immediately was Casey Concepcion's punt return, which why in the hell were they punting to the guy in the first place? That's the only thing I had. Like, other than that, I felt like the first time a Texas player had an opportunity to get an Aggie on the ground, they did so. And that's the first time anybody's done that to you guys all year. And you got to give credit where credit is due in that area for me.
Brooks, if these two teams played again in the playoffs, just in this hypothetical world, would you still pick A&M to win?
Yeah, probably on a neutral field, and getting a second crack at that offense, and feeling the flow of what they got going on, and understanding what I'm talking about with the regards to stopping the run. We can't be getting upfield heavily. We can't be trying to always chase TFLs. No, we need to chase a wall. We need to build a wall right now. Chase a 2nd and 9, because if we get them in a 2nd and 9, we got an opportunity to get them in a 3rd and 11, and then get off the field. But yeah, I'd probably pick A&M in a neutral again. But you said it's a hypothetical. It is a hypothetical because I've been in battles the last 3 days with Texas fans on social media because they are not a playoff team. We can't be doing this. I hate how now it's, hey, if y'all don't let us in, the whole sport's crumbling. The college football playoff is going to crumble, and we're going to crumble out of conference scheduling because we don't get in. I don't like that. I'm not here for that. I'm here for, why is Texas the football team? Everybody knows they're good enough to beat anybody. Look at their roster. Look at how talented they are. We all know how good they are. We all know what they are at their highest. We know they're good enough to beat a program like A&M. We know they're good enough to beat a program like Oklahoma. But why are they the same football program that's also bad enough to lose to Florida, also bad enough to be in an overtime sweater against Kentucky, also bad enough to be in an overtime sweater against Mississippi State, Also bad enough to lose by 25 to Georgia. Like, why aren't we talking about those things instead of talking about, if y'all don't let me in, I'm going to ruin the whole sport. That's my threat. I hate that. That's gross.
All right, that'll do it for the free part of this interview. For the extended version, please go to texags.com/subscribe and become a premium subscriber. And if you're a Texas A&M student, you can get that for free. So check it out, texags.com/subscribe.